Good morning, traders. Michael Sabo here with MF Global, coming to you here on Friday, October 7th, bringing you some opening commentary here in the energy markets. Obviously, we're going to start off talking here about the crude oil market. Let's recap here yesterday's price action. Strong day to the upside here. Crude prices were up almost $4 a barrel. Very little profit taking in that market. Basically, just kind of saw things start firmer and continue throughout the day. A lot of it had to do with, positive outside market forces, weaker U.S. dollar. Also, I think a little bit of anticipation here of this morning's jobs numbers. And, traders, at some point, I think we're going to see a little bit coming off the table here. But nonetheless, we're seeing a pretty strong bull market. We did move into, I talked about these 50% retracement areas here, looking at the Fibonacci's, and of course we made some adjustments with that, with the market making new lows here earlier this week on October 4th. Now using that as our bottom point here, and our most recent highs that we've seen here in this area that we've been trading. So, we were really, targeting that market to possibly move into that about the 82, 80-ish area. And of course, we saw crude firming up to just about 83. You can see on here, that's about where our 50% retracement area was coming in at. So now let's fast forward into today here. Today's price action so far has been two-sided, but you got positive outside markets again here. We had the unemployment report coming in here, September staying unchanged, but the non-farm payrolls, both September better than expected, August revision upwards, so some positive data, and that's helping put a little bit of fuel, a little bit more fuel on that fire, as we've seen outside markets, equities, much firmer tone here this morning, helping to pull crude higher. Currently we're trading around 83.35, up about 75, 76 cents here on the day. I got to tell you though, and I'm a bull, in the energy markets, but I think we're starting to get a little bit here in overbought territory. I was thinking that yesterday, and with a little bit of a push in here this morning, we've gone up to $84. Think about it. From the low that we've seen here on Tuesday to the high that we've seen here today, it's about a $9 move there. So pretty impressive move here so far this week. But I think you might start to see a little bit coming off the table. So it wouldn't surprise me to see, a little bit of a pullback possibly into the afternoon as traders take a little bit of money off the table. Remember, we got positive a DOE number out there, much bigger than expected draw in crude. So you've had a lot of positive things there in the market. In addition to that, you had OPEC coming out stating here that they plan on leaving their production targets left unchanged here. That's the anticipation here for their big December meeting. So it doesn't look like you're going to see any more or any less oil coming onto the market from them. And the one thing that I got to caution you though is that we could see, and not so much right now, but I think as we move here towards the end of the year, you could start to see some index fund rebalancing here for 2012. And the thoughts there is this: you might actually see a little bit of pressure coming in on the WTI and a little bit of a rise there in the Brent. So call me for some trade, for some spread trading opportunities. Call me at the trade desk. I'm more than happy to go and talk to you about that in a little bit more detail. Here in the short term, looking for the possibly a little pullback in there today. All in all, though, I'm still bullish though on the crude. We just got to watch these outside market forces, watch how things continue to develop over there in Europe, and how our own problems work out here. Currently, right now, Brent's kind of quiet here. We're trading around 105.71, down about 2 cents. The complex is weaker here for the most part here this morning. RBOB around 265.48, down about 312. The heat 285.27, down about 84. So we are seeing a little bit of weakness there. Looking at the nat gas, that's weaker, off about 8 cents at around 351.70. So we've seen a weaker tone in that market. We got out those injection numbers yesterday, and pretty much in line with expectations, but still a pretty big build when you look at the the historics on that market. We saw a build there about 97 billion cubic feet. Our 4-week average here, we've seen an increase of about 384 billion cubic feet. Mild temps here, in a lot of the areas there. So, it's not cold enough really to see a big demand for nat gas, and it's not hot enough to see big demand for nat gas. Remember, you use that for heating and cooling. So, it's kind of the idea there. The tropical storms, we haven't really seen anything develop there. Earlier, if you recall some of my posts, I was thinking, we saw some areas get hit could cause nat gases to prices to spike, but we haven't seen any of that activity, so we've just kind of seen that market grinding lower. But call me, because I do have some ideas in that market, some strategies. I mean, 350 nat gas, take a look at the charts. There could be some good opportunities there, so love to talk to you about that. The number here to the trade desk is 1-800-798-7671. And of course, remember that past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results, and the risk of loss does exist in futures trading.